What's going on, guys? About to head off to the gym real quick, and I just wanted to talk about a shoe real quick, and that is the Nike Zoom Structure 22. Now, this is a shoe I have a couple of opinions on, good and bad. First off, I want to say my first marathon I did run, and I trained a ton in the Nike Zoom Structure 21. I absolutely love this shoe. The only complaint I have about it is that it started to squeak. Now, that's very good because that it has nothing to do with performance, just a little bit of sound. Unfortunately, I have a lot more bad to say about the Zoom Structure 22s. I'm going off to run a longer run today. That's why I just wanted to talk about these. This might be the last day that I run in this shoe. I might have to send it back, pick something else up, try something else out different. Unfortunately, I can't really find the Zoom Structure 21s right now, so I'm gonna have to switch up shoes. So I just want to go over a couple of the pros and then the cons real quick that I've experienced so far with the Zoom Structure 22s. The first thing that I experienced is I do have a wide foot. I loved the 21s. The 22s seem to be a lot more narrow. It is considerable. When I put the two shoes on, a left and a right, and where I'm at the same time, I know exactly how much wider one is, the 21 is over the 22, and is pretty substantial. I notice it a ton. If you don't have a wide foot, you might not notice it as much, but for me, it is almost painful. The second thing is that these are a lot more rigid. Now, the 21s felt a lot more flexible, maybe a little bit lighter, but these do feel very, very rigid right out of the box and running. I've ran about 50 to 60 miles in this shoe so far, and it is still pretty rigid. So today is about 10 miles. So I will see how this stands up. This will be the longest run that I've done in these shoes. I really don't want to do a lot more running in them if they don't break in or if they don't become more comfortable. The second thing that I don't like is that they do seem to get a lot hotter. Now, this weave material that's on the top compared to this mesh, this is the 22 and it gets a lot more hot compared to the 21. I did not have a lot of problems with the 21. The 22 though, I do seem like my foot swells up a little bit more. I'm having a little bit more friction, and the fact that it just heats up quicker. Another thing is that the 21 has a tongue that is about half connected, half separated from the rest of the upper of the shoe, as you can see there. And like the Pegasus 35 is another shoe that I run in, the 22 tongue is connected all the way up until the top, which causes the tongue to lay more press against the top of your foot, even from the toe box all the way to the top of the tongue compared to the 21s. It does feel like I have that material right on top of my foot, and there's not a lot of room between my foot and the top of the toe. That causes more heat, and it causes a little bit more friction, and it feels just tighter. One thing you can do is tighten shoes, but if they're too tight, you can't loosen them. That's my biggest complaint with that. Also, this tongue, it comes up a lot higher, and the shape compared to the 21, this one goes straight up. This one kind of has a little groove cut out in the top here, and it spreads out a little bit wider. That being said, this does rub my ankle quite a bit, and when I wear these casually, I have worn these to work a couple times, and it seems like they just rub and irritate the top of my ankle the whole time that I'm wearing them. Another thing is that the back of the heel here, this is a lot more structured than the previous model, the 21s. This just feels a lot harder on my heel, and I can feel it pressing against my heel, so it's not as comfortable at all. Those are kind of the main things that I don't like. A couple of things that I do like is that they still give you very good structure, and they help pronation, so my foot is not rolling in as much. I'm not someone that only wears structured shoes. I also wear normal shoes along with stability, so I kind of do both. These I love for longer runs because of that little bit of structure that they have. That's why I chose to do my marathon in the 21s. Other than that though, you do feel the air unit in the forefoot just as much as you do in the 21s if you're familiar with those. Other than that, not a lot I'd like to say about them. Everything is about the same that's pro-wise between these two models. This one, though, has a lot more cons to it. It's tighter, it's not as wide, it's closer to your foot from the top of the shoe, presses on the top of your foot. It's a little bit more rigid and stiff in the back of the shoe, and the tongue rubs your ankle like crazy. Like I said, I'm going to give these one last try. If I do not like them for my 10-mile run today, I'm going to send these back and hopefully pick up something else that works a little bit better. Maybe I can find the 21s. Maybe not. I am doing a lot of searching right now for the perfect marathon shoe for me coming up at the end of April. And I will keep you guys updated on what I choose and if I do decide to keep these. So that's just a quick little review. If I do end up liking these, I will make a longer video on the shoes. That's just kind of a quick breakdown of what I don't like and why I'm thinking about returning these. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.